And welcome to another episode of Female FriYay, where you can't be what you can't see. And today we're hopping over to Northern Ireland to speak to the amazing Dr. Rachel Mathersbest. Morning, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, Becky. Thank you, and thanks for having me. That was a lovely introduction.
Yes.
Um, yes, I'm Rachel Mathers. I'm from live and work in Northern Ireland, and I work in the Southern Trust in a district general hospital called Daisy Hill.
Now, I believe that you have a certain affinity for obstetrics and maybe some regional within that. What attracted you to that area of anaesthesia?
Well, I suppose I seemed to naturally gravitate towards obstetric anesthesia as I was going through as a trainee. And then obviously that naturally lends itself to the regional techniques of spinals and epidurals. So I totally am a very practical person and enjoy getting stuck in on the labour ward and things like that. And obviously we work with Peter Murjavi in the Southern Trust, so it's very hard to avoid enthusiasm on regional anaesthesia. So he regularly teaches us and all his little tricks that he knows. Yeah.
One of our favourite honorary block boys is Peter. So, as you say, anaesthetists are very practical. What do you think you might do if you didn't do anaesthetics?
Well, probably as I grew up, medicine was always the thing that sort of attracted me. But actually, now as I get older and I'm exploring other things such as what we're doing today, I think I would love to do something more creative. I think I would really enjoy working in advertising or editing a magazine, something like that, something a wee bit more fun and frivolous, completely different from anesthetics, but where you get hands on. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
what's your favourite part of your job?
Probably from a day-to-day aspect, I actually work in a lovely hospital. I like my drive in and knowing that I'm going to work with a really good, dedicated team. We get on great. Even if people are having bad days, they've got sense of humour about it. They're a type of group of people that put the patients first, and it's really nice to be part of that group. Working in a district general hospital, I do get a variety of cases, like you could be in resus, you're with obstetrics, you're with peds. So the variety is very, very enjoyable for me, even though it's a smallish hospital. Yeah.
Okay, so on the topic of regional anaesthesia, you have a choice. What's your favourite block or your favourite dinosaur?
Well, I don't know anything about dinosaurs, so I'm going to have to say my favourite block is going to have to be a spinal. It's what I do every day. It's so satisfying when a woman's heavily in labour and you're taking her in for a category one or two, get the spinal in, and there's pain relief, and she's trusting and appreciative of what you do. So I think that's probably where I'm at. Um, Obviously, then I'm a great advocate and support of Lloyd Turbitt's type or Plan A blocks. I think that's where we should be going with training and teaching. So I'm an advocate for all that. But for me, it has to be the straightforward spinal.
Okay, Rachel, we're going to have a break now. So, the rules of the block break are you have 1 minute of quick fire questions not related to anaesthetics in every way. Are you
That's
ready?
scary.
You're scared. You'll be fine. Right, I'm going to start my timer. Three,
Thank you.
2, 1, go. So, what's the first thing you do in the morning?
Well, I get up, I let the dog out for a wee. He sleeps in the bottom of the bed. That's the routine.
Okay, that sounds like domestic bliss. What's your desert island item?
Probably my Kindle. I like to read a lot. Yeah.
Okay, and following that, your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, I'm not really sure if I have one. Do I? Do I? I
Okay.
really like Cocoa Pops. Cocoa Pops. I enjoy Cocoa
Okay,
Pops.
coffee or
That's my
tea? With those
tea.
Cocoa Pops, tea. And are you a cat person or a dog person?
Currently a dog, but I do like the both of them.
Okay, sweet or savoury snacks?
Savory all the way.
All the way. And name
Apart
something
from
you're
the,
really bad at.
I'm not that good at making a decision. I balance things up a lot.
Okay. Oh, and that's our minute up. No more questions
Oh,
for you, Rachel.
dear.
I thought you did really well. I put you on the spot. Okay, so we're going to move on to talk a little bit about your career now. So tell us a little bit about your career path and how you've ended up where you are.
Well, I I haven't gone very far from Northern Ireland. I studied medicine here, and basically I got the bug for probably anesthetics from my fourth year medical student attachment. I just loved the team. They seemed to be young and vibrant. The laugh now is that they're a lot older, but just to let you get into it and be part of the team, and I think that's where I enjoyed it. So pretty much got the notion for anesthetics in fourth year and went straight into it and applied for that. And I've done that ever since. I think the training scheme in Northern Ireland's been great. But I guess certain family circumstances meant that I couldn't travel, to other places, just to maybe expand my development that way. But I don't think I've missed out too much.
Okay, and the next question is, what do you think your biggest achievement is in your career?
I would say my biggest achievement is a surprise, actually, probably the last 18 months or so. I came up with the idea of a regional anaesthetic alert bracelet. So but in 2020, the OAA released guidelines that we basically should be monitoring patients' straight leg raise at 4 hours post neuraxial analgesia. We weren't doing that, and lots of trusts weren't doing that. And I'm the obstetric lead where I work, and it really worried me because occasionally we would come in too heavy legs 16 hours later, and we all know that time to fix the problem, if it was a serious problem, it's beyond that at 16 hours. So I came up with a simple idea, a simple bracelet, giving the patient ownership of their unique time to straight leg raise. And I introduced it simply in our trust, and then it sort of went round to the other trusts and got trainees involved with it. Eventually, in January 2022, I was encouraged by a great team of my colleagues, my girl colleagues, just write a letter, send it into Anaesthesia News, which I did, thinking somebody else is bound to be doing this, it's so simple. But they weren't, and I got so much feedback and positivity, and it's escalated since then. So suddenly I had to join Twitter, which was new for me. My friends were like, this is trending, there are people who are loving it. So I then went on to develop a toolkit, and with trainees now we've won some prizes with an infographic competition and patient safety competitions with the association. So it's now spread to over 40 trusts in the UK. It's gone as far as Australia, Algeria, Egypt. So that's where I'm loving the bit of creativity, and maybe I'm getting a little bit now, creating a toolkit, helping people out, introducing the particular program into their unit. It's so simple, but it's amazing how much more I've got from it, and hopefully one patient at least somewhere will be, benefiting of it, and we'll make sure that they're not paralyzed or whatever. So it's been a
Yeah,
surprise plan, but actually I'm loving it, and I talk about my bracelet a lot.
I imagine you do, because it's been an amazing success, hasn't it? Even winning the RAUK 22 infographic prize. Well done, you.
That really bumped it up then. And I sort of went, because although it was based on an obstetric point of view, I wanted to become within regional anesthesia and not just in the obstetric world. So I thought that was a good platform to get it noticed, and I couldn't believe that it actually won. So that was terrific. Really good, real buzz.
How are you finding the trending on social media?
Yeah, it's good fun. I'm still quite nervous when I tweet. I'm like, oh, a wee bit like, oh, please make that be okay, kind of thing. But I'm enjoying it. I don't think I can say too much wrong about something that's a patient safety initiative. So hopefully, yeah, it's good fun. And it's brilliant being able to meet people, and the people that I've got to know on Twitter, and then happening to meet them at conferences. It's a whole other world that I'm really enjoying,
Yeah, it is very social. And to be fair, Rachel, it's been a phenomenal project. You obviously had one good idea and ran with it, and everyone thought, oh my God, what a great idea. And it is a phenomenal piece of patient safety QI. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much. But yeah, it's good fun.
So, turning slightly more negative now, what do you feel's been your biggest career struggle?
Well, probably, I guess, coming up through training, I think women will relate to this. But I guess we are, by nature, we tend to be the carers outside work as well. So I have a young family and an elderly mother with MS who I had to balance sort of the caring for that, going through training, balancing a young family and my mum progressively getting iller, and then myself getting diagnosed with Crohn's disease just after the birth of my son. So I think there were a lot of things going on for a good 10 years of things outside work impacting potentially on your well-being, and inside work, and I was exhausted. But you get through it and you learn a lot from that. But I think I had to learn how to take breaks a little bit and take a step back and put myself and my health first, So that was a struggle. Everything seems to be settling now. But that's probably where I was at. But I am not unique. I think lots of women, like I have a great husband, but no matter what, the kids come to me, they come to the mother figure, and for whatever needs they have. And yes, my husband can get them to school, but maybe not necessarily clean and tidy with the lunch bags packed, maybe just as well as I would, but maybe I have to learn to, and I have actually learned to let go a bit and let someone else do things,
It's always tough, isn't it, when you have commitments to your home and your family, and let's face it, training is difficult enough in the UK without health issues, caring responsibilities. So I've kind of got any hats off to a woman who can manage it better than I can, to be quite honest. I think it's something that we often don't discuss.
Yeah, like I think we dig in and we get on with it. I mean, there was times that I was driving to work and I should have been off sick. My hemoglobin was like 9, chronically, so exhausted. But I thought that's what women are like. I kind of put it down to this is what having a young family and all these things are. But you really shouldn't. We have to notice when we're not feeling well and take a step back. And that's okay. I took some time out. Eventually went part-time with the children, and that helped. When I went back to work, having been off, you slotted back in, nobody really, you're still, although you've got a good team at times, particularly in training when you're changing hospitals and things, you really are just a person that fills a rota. So you're not necessarily personally thought of. So you have to put yourself and your family first at times. So I learned that maybe the hard way at times.
I think that's great advice. So, based on your own experiences, what are your views on differential attainment due to gender?
Well, I do see that women are improving, that we're definitely getting a better status, but I do know that, the men do seem to fit in a bit easier in that leadership role. I personally haven't really had any issue myself, but I certainly, see some of the men maybe wanting to take on leadership, more senior roles within hospital management and things. And at times, and I have said, some of us girls, like we have a group in our hospital called the Dolls, Daisy Hill Anaesthetic Ladies Society, and we do chat, and we're just like, those guys, they have a wife at home. There's somebody else that can let them have the space to have the time to do that. Now, I don't regret, dismiss that the fact that is their fact, but I think if I am to enter into a more senior role, it might be a wee bit later in my life, when other things are sorted out first in terms of family and things, But I haven't personally been overlooked as such. I maybe just haven't put myself forward because it hasn't been the right time.
Yes, I think it's a fallacy to say that women can have it all when they have so many balls to juggle, actually. So moving on to a more positive topic, what's the best piece of advice you think you've ever been given, career or otherwise?
For me, again, I'm a bit of a procrastinator at times. So or I don't know where I heard it or who's told me, but the best way to get something done is just to do it. I build up all these things sometimes that need to get done, and they worry me. So what's worrying me is the fact that I haven't got on with a particular task. So I like to just write a list, get it done, and then sometimes revisit that list and things, and not beat myself up about it. So best way to get something done is just to get on and do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't beat yourself up. I think procrastination is a human trait that we all have,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Okay, and talking on the topic of female mentors, have you had any strong female mentorship in your career or indeed in your life?
Yeah, probably career-wise, the mentorship program, I suppose, never wasn't particularly formalised in Northern Ireland, but we definitely had good female and male, educational supervisors and things throughout. Um, I tended to have various mentors throughout the year, senior female trainees that I did admire because they did seem to be able to balance work life and anaesthesia. More personally, probably my main mentor I have to say, has been my mum. Um, she did inspire me probably to go into the medical field. She was a theatre sister herself in a county hospital in Omagh, and I used to be intrigued about what she did when she went to work. And she would come home and she would smell of the hospital, and she would tell me the stories of the little kids that got their tonsils out today. And I was intrigued. That definitely sparked something. And then, so I admired that, the fact that she went out to work and she did something really interesting, and that she was kind of the boss, because we always know that theatre sisters really are the boss. I'm not like her in that respect. She definitely was much more outgoing and had been than me. I would be much quieter than that. But and then as she developed her MS, as she got older, how she dealt with that and how she was so resilient. She was a straight talking woman, and she didn't let things get her down too much. So, and she would always say to me, come on, take a break, don't be studying, come down and chat. And that's so important, that resilience and practicality, that yes, do your bit, take your breaks and spend some time with the people that you love. So, but I do hope that she's watching all this bracelet thing and all these other things that I'm doing, and sort of going, good on you for trying it.
Okay. We're rounding up now, and I guess one of my last questions to you is, what advice would you give women coming up behind you?
I guess I would say to them, be kind to yourself, be kind to the people around you. I think the journey through training and whatever career path that you take, it can be tough. There's going to be good times and it can be tough. I would advise them to notice what gives them a bit of a buzz, what what makes them feel happy in their workplace, and to try and follow that. And if they're looking for sort of improvements or quality improvements, to go into it with a positive. It's tricky whenever somebody comes into a new hospital and finds fault. I think they should look for the good in it and see how to improve it, because and recognise the fact that people that are working in the NHS are generally trying to do their best. But if they see something that they can tweak or improve and that gives them a reason for being, absolutely go for it. So I think that's my advice.
Try and see the best in any situation. And
Yeah.
my final question to you, Rachel, tell us something about you that we just wouldn't know.
Ooh. Well, I was once in a movie as an extra alongside Liam Neeson and Julia Roberts. It was a
Oh my
movie.
word!
I'll tell you that it was Michael Collins. We were out, myself, my mum, my aunt, and my cousin were on a little break outside Dublin in a wee village called Rathdrum. And a lady came running. We didn't know anything was going on. I was 18, remember this. I was 18, and she came running up and saying, oh, you'd make a great man. Come with me. You need to be a man. And I'm like, okay. And so I got dressed up in a cap, got mud on my face, a big coat on, and I said, I'm only going to be a man if they are too. So we all got dressed up, and we managed to meet Julia Roberts and Liam Neeson. So that was pretty cool. I was 18.
You're a movie star and we never even knew it.
Yeah. I do try and pause it. You can't really see me. I'm in a big crowd scene, but it was a good day. It was a good day.
Yeah, something a bit different.
Yeah.
Rachel, I just want to thank you for coming. You have been absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you, Becky. Thanks for having me. This is
And,
way out of my comfort zone, so it's good to do. Thank you.
and enjoy the rest of your day.
I will do. You too. Thanks. Bye.